it's me, Renee. I'm back. So today I was thinking, what should I do today? Which video should I do today? Because I didn't really have anything pre-filmed today. I wanted to film something today. And I was so unsure. And I thought you know what? I'm gonna do this video. And as you already see from the title, this is my gift guide. So if you're unsure of what books to give to your book friends, or maybe you for some reason are unsure what to give for yourself, I don't know. Here is a little guide of books to give to the different people in your life who love to read. Of course, I'm not a journalist. I don't work for the New York Times or the Sun or anything like that. So I don't. So this is kind of subjective. This is just my list, and it doesn't include stuff for everyone. But I would say, I think if you love to read, or if you know people who love to read, most likely you'll find some books from this video that you think that sounds good. So yeah, that's intro. So let's start, shall we? Let me just get my notes. So the first one is for the history interests. So if you know someone who loves history, either they study it or they simply have a fascination for it, they like it, for some reason or other, I have some books for you. So first we have Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. And yeah, I suppose I didn't say, but yeah, not all the books will be new books from this year, but yeah, some are. And yeah, so you know. This is, I think, came out in 68 or 86. I think actually it came out 68. Let me check it out. When did it first? 79. So yeah, quite some time ago. But yeah, so this book, I suppose it's not strictly a history book because it's about someone time traveling from her present, so 1960 till the 1600s, 1700s, something like that. So yeah, so this time travel, so it's not pure historical book, but still it gives you a very well overview of the time, of how it was to be a slave, how it was to be, well, at least you kind of, the idea is, I think, of course I can't know at all, but I think it kind of gives you a feeling of how it was to be a slave in that time, how it was to be black in that time, and how society worked back then. And yeah, it's very, very raw. It's a very raw book. It doesn't shy away from going to almost rape and torture and bullying and stuff like that. But there's also some fun elements to it and some romance in it, so it does have a bit for everyone. I would say it's not just pure sadness, but it's not pure happiness either. It's a good mix of it. And yeah, but yeah, as I said, it really gives you an insight into how it was back then. And yeah, definitely a book if you want to learn more or read more, or if you just simply want to read this book. It's very history relevant, history. I had a book, had a word I was thinking about. It's very history, relevant. I mean, if you like history, you'll probably like this one. Sorry. Then I have A Hope Divided by Alyssa Cole. Surprise, surprise. It's a book set during Civil War in the States, and it's so one of the protagonists is a African American woman, and often when you have Civil War stories, they're often very often told from the white Americans. So here we have the story told mostly from the Black Americans and how they are affected by the whole war situation. And yeah, it's set in the South, so it's kind of in there. And yeah, it's just a very, very good book. Fascinating, amazing, just well written. it's also, I suppose you could say this might have some magic to it. It's not perfectly clear if this magic or if this like just placebo magic in a way, but there's hints to it. So yeah, so it's not pure history. Sorry. It's not a pure history book either, but still very, very well done. I was about to say also like this gives good insight. I suppose I can't really say it gives good insight because um surprise surprise I didn't live in the 1800s, so I can't tell for sure how it was. But I have an idea, I have a feeling that it tells the setting of it well, and like the author has written also books, she does lots of research, so I'm thinking that it's not that far off how it was. So yeah. And then sorry. Then last but not least, we have Things a Bright Girl Can Do, which is sorry. So this is set during the First World War. Well, it's set a year or two before, and then it stops like a year or two after. So like, sorry, sorry. So it takes place actually over a few years, and there's a few different protagonists. It's not one protagonist. It's a cast of characters. One of them is rich. She wants to go to college, but she can't because she's a female. Because old days, conservative, like families and values and stuff back then. And then there's one of them is a Quaker, one of them is working class girl, and yeah, I suppose that's the three like main character casts. You have some that are kind of important, but like that's the two that are kind of like that you see the point of view from. Like there's every few chapters you change point of views, so that's those three characters. Two of those are lesbians. So yeah, you have great really representation, both religious and sexual representation and so on. And yeah, it's just done very well. It has sex scene in there, like lesbian sex scene. You don't really see that often in YA. It is YA. And yeah, it's just a very well book. Definitely highly recommend it. I'm already feeling I've got a bad throat, and like this is the beginning of the movie of this video, so yay! But yeah, I suppose I could always, I don't know, do it in parts, but it's going off today. No, but yeah, it is what it is. Let's move on. We have, yeah, what I chose to call tea plus costume drama plus fantasy. So, if you love costume drama, like DC costume drama, or I suppose Jane Austen costume drama, it doesn't really have to be busy. British costume dramas. If you like tea, and if you like fantasy, then let me just find the book. Where did it go? Give me a moment. It's just by my side. I just looked everywhere except where it was. So yeah, I'm smart. But yeah, anyway, so for this, I'm gonna say actually all of Gail Carriger's books. So I'm just showing you one because I can't show them all. I suppose I could, but yeah. This is her latest series. I suppose it's not her last, but it's later series as of now. Um, it's steampunk. You have both vampires and werewolves. It's set in well, so this series is kind of set in like the whole world. The first series is set mainly in England, and yeah, it's also set like around high society and stuff. There's lots of sexual representation, and there's also lots of ethnicity representation. So a lot of different nationalities. So it really has it all. It's a very fun. It's a very funny series. Great romance, lots of different romance and ships, and yeah, just amazing overall, amazing. You will not regret it if you check it out. Don't regret it. Also, I just kind of wanted to give you a little heads up. So yeah, as you kind of know, as what you might already guess, this is one of my favorite authors. I reread her series multiple times, though there's still some parts of it that confuse me. So like if you want to read it, but like if you're scared sometimes to read fantasy because you get confused easily or something, still read it because like there's small parts of it that confuse me, but most of it I just enjoy so much. So yeah, check it out. And then we also have Invisible Library series by Genevieve Cogman. So this one is it's also set mainly, I suppose, in Victorian England, but it also kind of has this time travel element to it in a way. Like, well, it's more parallel worlds, but it's time travel-ish. I'm just gonna say time travel. And yeah, there's vampires and werewolves, and also like also different like shapeshifters, and then you have mermaids, and you have all that stuff. Though mainly it's vampires and fays. Mainly it's vampires and fairies or fays that you see, and also yeah, actually also dragons. So yeah, it's a great series. Definitely check it out. It's a series. Actually, I was kind of like want to note that this series it has a romance, but it's very slow burn. It's like very slowly building. So I really enjoy that. It's kind of fun. Like they start flirting early on, but they don't really kiss until a few chapters into it. No chapters, sorry, into a few books into the series, and that's quite fun. Really, I really like that. So yeah, that's those two. Sorry. And then you have for this one actually I have simply one book. Well, one book. It's a series, but I suppose you could maybe if you had other books that you think could fit for this. But yeah, what I'm gonna call this category is rom-com plus superheroes, and that's the Heroine Complex series. So this is the Heroine Complex. This is the first book in the series. The second one is Heroine Worship. That's the third one. And the second one is okay. I can't remember at the moment, but like yeah, they all start with heroine. Heroine. I can't talk right now. Sorry. But yeah, they all have this wonderful, colorful covers, and the inside is just as colorful. Like they have big cast of characters, and there's like the quirky one and the smart one. Like I suppose there's kind of like the stereotypes, but like they're still like they're not the stereotypes, though they kind of fit into those tropes in a way. And yeah, it's just an amazing series. I highly enjoy it. Most of the characters are Asian Americans, and that's very fun as well. And yeah, check it out. Check it out if you like want some sweet cuteness with uh, superhero elements. Check it out. You know what? I'm gonna take myself tea. I have my tea over here. So good. Great. And then we're gonna move on. So this is tips for if you know someone who love art. That sounds weird you say it like that. Art, you know, paintings, artists, Van Gogh, all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, no, what I'm talking about. For some reason, I feel like saying art out loud sounds so weird, but I mean, it's the right word. So why do I feel like it's wrong for some reason? I don't know. But yeah, firstly, I'm gonna go with Improbability of Love by Hannah Rothschild. So this is an adult standalone. Other than that, how do you explain it? Like describe it? It's not really a romance, but it's not really a thriller. Also, maybe it's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of book about art, but then it's not simply about art. Okay, so I'm just gonna explain first though. Okay, so in the beginning of this book, like lost painting is found. So like the artist is existing in real life, but it's not the painting doesn't exist. But yeah, in this book it exists, And so someone finds the painting, and then because of that, you have this whole war of like which art gallery should auction it away and who should buy it and all that stuff. So this book is told for all the people around the painting, as well actually as the painting, which is quirky but also kind of fun. And yeah, so you see all the different people are interested in the painting and stuff, and it's just so many people from different parts of life and stuff. And yeah, highly enjoyed it. Very good. Then you have Starry Nights by Daisy Whitney. This is a YA standalone. It's about it's set in Paris. It's about a guy who goes to a museum in Paris, and when like I don't know exactly, but I think like sometimes I think either he's locked in or something, but at least yeah. So like when it's closed, the paintings come to life and they kind of like walk out of the paintings in a way. Yeah, so like this book kind of like takes a look at all the paintings, not just one painting. So like it's about art, like very many different types of art, not just one painting. And yeah, it's as you can obviously imagine, it's magical realism. It's very fun, very sweet, thought provoking, and just very good. I definitely recommend it. And then we have what you should read if you like myths. So here we can either go for the adult series of Iron Druid by Kevin Hearn. In this series, you have all the myths are real. So you have the Indian gods, you have the Irish gods, you have the Norse gods, you have the um, uh, you have the Aztecs gods, like all the gods that you can imagine. They're all alive in like this universe. The main character is mainly like he mainly interacts with Irish gods, like still, and yeah, it's just very fun. Just very tongue in cheek and fun, and it's a long series. It's about 8 books, 9 books, 9 books actually, and then there's some short stories, and yeah, definitely check this one out. Then you have sorry this series, which is Mythos Academy. This is the fourth book, third book. I can't for left me know with my first because I knew I used to have a whole series. Now I can't find them, but yeah, doesn't really matter. So this is also another one where the all the gods are real. Though this is a YA, so it's I suppose less violence and less sex than the other series. It takes place mostly in a boarding school, and the big bad villain is Loki from the Norse mythology. And yeah, it's got great villains like both Loki and like lesser villains, and it's just so twisty and fun, and definitely check it out. And then of course this kind of like I kind of feels weird saying this, but like maybe some of you know someone who just started to read, or someone who has been living on a rock. Maybe they've been living in marsh. I don't know, but I'm just gonna say kind of just to cover all the aspects, Percy Jackson or Percy Jackson and Olympians. I suppose also you could like say the whole of Rick Riordan's series, like Percy Jackson series, but also the Magnus Chase book series and the Kane Chronicles, because they all touch on different myths. And yeah, but like I suppose Percy Jackson because like this it's kind of the story that started it all. And yeah, check it out. Just so good. Then we have give me a little moment. So these are books that you know what? I'm gonna take some tea. So yeah, these are books that I decided to call like Stan LGBTQ plus. So this, as was in other ways, in other words, sorry, these are books with queer aspects, but also fandom aspects. So I suppose I can recommend these to people who love fandoms and who are queer, who people who want to read those stories, and yeah, what have you. You know best. And yeah, let's just start. Conventionally Yours by Annabelle's Albert. I think this actually came out this year. Might be wrong. Moment. Yeah, came out this year. It's about a love story between two adult males. I think one of them is bisexual. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. Um, and yeah, so it takes place like it takes place like kind of mostly on a road trip. They're going from one place of the city, one place of the U.S. to the other city of place to the other side of the U.S. And yeah, so I suppose it actually it starts as kind of hate to love. So it starts as them hating each other, and then they get to know each other, and sparks fly. And it's actually quite fun. There's actually like pictures here and there, which is quite fun. You don't really see that in contemporary books, and I love that so much. And yeah, it's just a great read. It has representation of Jewish people, and there's also I think one of them has dyslexia. Yeah, dyslexia has, and yeah, it's just amazing read. Read it this year. Well, came out this year, so obviously, but yeah, loved it so much. Then we have Spoiler Alert by Olivia Jade. It's a romance between a woman and a man, and he is an actor playing in like a big time Game of Thrones ish kind of series. She is a fanfic writer, writing like fanfics about that TV series. They actually meet first online, just kind of like in a fanfic community. He doesn't say who is, and they start to become friends. Then they meet in real life, but they don't know who each other are. And yeah, so I suppose it's kind of like You Got Mail ish in a way. And yeah, I just love this book so much. As you can maybe see, the protagonist, well, the Kim protagonist is fat, definitely fat, and but she's also like she's happy being her size, and so that's really great representation of that in this book. I love that. And yeah, it has like parts where there's like uh text, and then when there's like when there's fanfics and stuff, and yeah, it's just great great read. Then we have, I suppose, some older ones that are kind of like duh, but yeah, we have again, maybe you know someone who's been living on a rock. Maybe they just started to read and they haven't heard of any books. Maybe they want to give some books a new try. Who knows? But yeah, we have Geekerella by Ashley Poston. So this is a retelling of Cinderella, as you can kind of see from the title, set in a fandom or like the geek world. And yeah, it has dual point of view, and there's also like there's some parts of like I think didn't it there's text here and there, and I thought it was like fan fiction stuff. Might be wrong, but yeah. Anyway, it's just a delightful romance, and great, amazing characters. I just love it so much, and yeah, definitely worth the read. Then we have Queens of Geek by Jen Wild. This it takes place at a Comic Con. There's I suppose no, there's two protagonists. I suppose two protagonists and one kind of protagonist. He's in there, but he's not like hugely in there. Also, okay, so it's set around three friends. They go to this Comic Con, but the point of views are just two of the friends. But I would say like the third one is still like important, but it's not I suppose as important. But yeah. So one of the one of the protagonists is bisexual. One of them has autism, I think. I think it is autism. Let me just double check. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, autism. So there's both autism and bi-rep in it, as well as African American, or I think at least this ethnicity in there as well someplace. I'm not quite sure if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, great read. So good. Amazing. I love it so much. Well, obviously. Why else would sorry, I keep on saying like love it so much. Obviously, why else would I rave about it in a video? Sorry. Sometimes you just say stupid things, really. Then lastly, this one I don't really think it's that well known, really, but still, I would say it's worth the read, really. Worth the read. And it's a bit of different fandom. It's still fandom, but it's a bit of different. It's called Kill the Boy Band by Goldie Moldavsky. So this is, as you might think, like it's set in a boy band fandom, well, around a boy band fandom. And you might think, okay, so Kill the Boy Band, that's kind of like exaggeration. Well, and you might think like this is spoiler. It's not. So very early on, they actually accidentally, but still, kill one of the band members in the band. So then after that, they kind of have to figure out, okay, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What? We over our heads, and like yeah. So this is kind of like darker in a way. Well, in a way, there's murders or death, so it is darker. But yeah, definitely worth a read. I don't really see people talk about that much on BookTube or like Goodreads or places really. So yeah, check it out. And then we have. Did I forget? Huh. I see like I have this note list, and I found some books ready here, but I haven't talked about them because yeah, because like they're like all the way up. Like I overlooked them, so I'll do them now. Is books for people who love feminism. These though there are non these are fiction books. If you like non-fiction, I suppose I can link you stuff. But yeah, I mean there's lots of non-fiction books out there. I'm just gonna focus on these three fiction books. They're all YA, and yeah, this one is actually from this year, completely new. Diary of a Confused Feminist by Kate Weston. Very funny. It revolves around a protagonist who wants to become like feminist. So like she's starting to become feminist, but like she's starting reading up and stuff, but she hasn't really been that into it before. So it's kind of like a suppose beginner's journey. So I suppose it could like be good like if you haven't read that much but you want to read about someone being feminist. This is a good starting point, really. Then you have A Girl Called Shameless, which is actually the second in a duology. I suppose so. I suppose kind of recommending both books, like the duology. Though you can read this one without reading the first one. It's not a must to read both, but they're both great. So yeah, this is set around high school and slut shaming. So that's like that part of feminism and like how girls can wear what they want, and it shouldn't really be well. We shouldn't really be afraid of getting raped because we like to wear short shorts or a dress that doesn't have shoulders. I mean, we shouldn't really be scared of that. And yeah, how how a girl, if she likes people, looks at people, if she's a whore. If a guy looks at people, um he is appreciated and honored, and like a double standard around that is just so insane. So yeah, definitely yeah, check this book out. And then we have What's a Girl Gotta Do, which is I suppose kind of like again like with this one it's kind of like about feminism in general, not just one, but like I suppose it focuses on testosterone in some parts, but it's not just that. It's like different aspects of it, really. And yeah, but it's also very fun, and definitely check it out. So good. Then soon finished. Soon finished. Beginning to be a long video, but hey, sometimes that's fun, isn't it? Yeah. For if you know someone who wants to read autobiographies, it's like stories of real people by themselves. I have a few picks here for you. First, I'm gonna go with this one because someplace you have to search. We have We Should Hang Out Sometime by Josh Sundquist. I suppose you should say it in English, Josh Sundquist. Because I'm Norwegian, I know it's supposed to be pronounced Sundquist. But yeah, so this is about, it's about himself, obviously, but like, I suppose you have kind of different parts of autobiographies. Some are like generally about life, some like focus on some stuff. This is slightly focused at least. It is focused on his love life or lack thereof. So he's trying to flirt, he's trying to get a girlfriend, and he doesn't really have that much luck around it. And yeah, it's very endearing and good. But you also have like it's also about him getting friends and stuff, so it's not just about that. And yeah, it's just told in just a great way, and I just love it so much, and highly recommend it. And then you have Talking as Fast as I Can. Talking as fast as I can. That was a bit too fast. Talking as Fast as I Can by Lauren Graham. So, or from Gilmore Girls to Gilmore Girls and everything in between. So it's about her. Well, it's about her life, but I suppose kind of focuses mostly on like her later life. But like it does also like start with her like it doesn't start with birth. It starts like with her young years as well. But yeah, I suppose it's in the title there, so it's like mostly it's a lot around her later years really. And yeah, it's just very fun as you would think. It's Lauren Graham. She's just as fun as she is in all interviews, and yeah, it's a fun look into like how it is to be a famous person and how it is to be an actor and how it was to be in Gilmore Girls. And yeah, sorry. Then we have Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. It's his story about being mixed race in South Africa in a time where he was actually a crime because it wasn't legal to be having a relationship with people from different races. So his existence was actually illegal. And yeah, so he grew up with sorry, he grew up with his mom. He met his dad now and then. And yeah, so it's mostly about his mom, his aunts, his cousins, and his school life and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just yeah, very well book. Uh, well book, good book. It's not long, so it's a fast read. That's always a plus. Yeah. Then we have Popular by Maya Van Vangen. So this is actually about and it's actually quite different really because often autobiographies is mostly written about people who are famous. They're often old and famous. Like you don't really hear often people who write autobiographies when they're like 20 or 19 because like you kind of have to have experienced stuff. This is actually she's 15 when she publishes it, and she's not really famous. So this is kind of what makes it famous actually. So okay, so it starts with her trying to. So she kind of wants to be more popular and get more friends, and so she finds an old book in her grandma's attic about how to be popular and how to have be elegant, stuff like that. The book is from the 50s, but she still tries to like, kind of want to use these tips. And so she starts using tips and she starts to get friends. And yeah, it's not a mean girl story. It's just kind of a fun story of like using older tips in today's world. And yeah, it's quite fun, really. It's not a long book either. And yeah, quite interesting little story. Sorry. Then we have after the last part. I'm just gonna double check, but I think it's the last. Yeah, we have the last moment to find out. So, so, so this year people will have well we have had to stay inside often. Like a lot of people have had lost their jobs or been uh or they've had kind of like they can't go to the work every day. Like they've been what's the word again in English? Not no, you don't lose your job, but you kind of you can't go to a job every day. Like you kind of on a vacation, but that's not on vacation. Anyway, yeah. Uh, 2020. It's been quite a year. Often you haven't. People have had to stay inside because of Corona, because of quarantine, stuff like that. And at least if you, I suppose you can, some places you can go shopping, you can go stuff sometimes, but you can't. What is the one thing you can't really do is travel. At least not like all willy nilly, like with no consequences, no ID, like just on whims. So these are set of books that kind of makes me like think of summer and sun and daydream and like they're either books about like some exotic place or they're books about summer. So it's kind of like daydreaming while reading. So like yeah, you get to read, you get to travel while you read, or like get a vacation while you read. And that's kind of something you always want, don't you? I suppose like if you're watching this and if you live in Florida, if you live in California, Australia, New Zealand, you kind of like, "Ah, we have sun all the time here. I suppose, yeah, then it wouldn't really be that much of an issue, but like, still, if you don't, here are some tips for you. First, we have Truly, Madly, Royally by Debbie Vigo. So this is a standalone romance, YA romance, set in New Jersey actually, but it's set in summer. And you see, just the cover is so like summery and nice. Like, it's like the cover is like set um in a park. And yeah, and as you might think, like the love interest, he's a prince, fictional country, but like still he's a prince from a fictional country. And so there's like this quite lovely story with them, but like still it's not solely romance. Like you also get like you get to learn about sorry. So this protagonist is called short words Sora, and she actually like you get to know her life, except like besides being her in the romance with him, like it's not just about her being in love, it's about her life as well. And it's just very fleshed out and it's just great read really. So good. And then we have The Distance Between Us by Casey West. It's, I suppose, a bit of a Cinderella-ish story because it's about the rich and the poor being uh, in love. So it's kind of thing like that, and it's set during the summer, and it's cute, not long, and yeah, just so sweet and nice. And then we have My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. It takes place during the summer. It actually this one starts as like a romance and then like spoiler, it's not really spoiler, but spoilerish. And it becomes towards the middle, stuff happens for reals. And then it gets kind of quite serious, but then again, stuff gets resolved and stuff. But yeah, still, it's just a very good, fun read. Perfect for summer. And yeah, to like get your mind away. Then we have Girl at Sea. So this one, as you might think, I suppose you might think like it's a metaphorical title. No, this book mostly takes place in a boat at sea during the summer. So yeah, and there's a romance in it, but there's also some adventure happening, and it's just quite fun, really. It's yeah, as you see, covers of summary, and the story itself is just so summery vibes and fun, and yeah. Then we have Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour. Takes place during the summer. Takes place in LA, so it is summer, also sun and warm weather. And it's also like it's set in kind of like Hollywood a Hollywood environment that's quite fun and cute. And there's a romance with a lesbian and a bisexual female. And and it's YA story. And yeah, it's just so lovely and one of my I think actually one of my all-time favorite books. So good. Then last, actually the very last book I'm gonna talk about, but not the worst, is Death by the Bikini. So this, as you might think, it's actually YA crime, which is not that common. I suppose more common nowadays. But yeah, this actually came out like in 2010, 12. It came out in 2008. So yeah, quite some time ago. But yeah, it's set actually in an island. It's the first in a series, so I suppose you don't need to read the whole book, the whole series. But yeah, the whole book you don't need to read. And yeah, it's a private eye story, so it's not. It's okay. So it's about this teenager who decides to investigate this murder, and yeah, it takes place in a tropical island, so there's bikinis and stuff, and so there's both like this tropical island of summery and fun and nice, and there's also like murder. So yeah, this is just a lovely read. So fun, and highly highly recommend it. And way too people know about this or have read it or talk about it on booktube and just in general. So yeah, definitely people read it. Read this one. And yeah, that's all the books I have planned that I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. There's a lot of books in this video. Usually, like I saw some people saying a few months ago, they kind of want people to link to books they talk about in their video, like when they talk about it. But like when you talk about like more than 5 books, I mean, there's a lot of books. Then there's a lot of things to link. You know what? I'm lazy. I'm not gonna do that. I mean, you can easily just stop and then just see and yeah, you might not like it, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna link all of them because there's a lot of books. I hope this helped you. Either you got some fun ideas, or maybe you think like, oh yeah, I agree with that and that choice. Or maybe you just kind of had a not bad nice. Maybe you just had a bad day, bad evening, and you liked seeing my face and seeing my books. And yeah, this is me saying Renee. Yeah, and yeah, give me your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, this is me saying Renee out.